Hey guys, so part of our science curriculum and our life cycles and nature studies curriculum, we're talking about the moon. So this book is called Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me by Eric Carle. So here we go. Before Monica went to bed, she looked out of her window and saw the moon. The moon looked so near. I wish I could play with the moon, thought Monica, and reached for it. But no matter how much she stretched, she could not touch the moon. Papa, said Monica to her father, please get the moon for me. Papa got a very long ladder. He carried that very long ladder towards a very high mountain. Then Papa put the very long ladder on top of the very high mountain. Up and up he climbed. Finally, Papa got to the moon. My daughter Monica would like to play with you, said Papa, but you are much too big. Every night I get a little smaller, said the moon. When I am just the right size, you could take me with you. And indeed, the moon got smaller and smaller and smaller. When the moon was just the right size, Papa took it. Down and down he climbed. Here, said Papa to Monica, I have the moon for you. Monica jumped and danced with the moon. She hugged the moon and threw it into the air. But the moon kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, it disappeared altogether. Then, one night, Monica saw a thin sliver of the moon reappear. Each night, the moon grew and grew and grew. The end. All right, here's another moon book. It's called I Am the Moon by Rebecca and James McDonald. I am the moon. You can see me bright in the night sky when you're looking up from the planet Earth. I'm held in place by the Earth's strong gravity and by my weaker gravity. Gravity is what pulls things to the ground when you drop or let go of something. Gravity keeps me from drifting away in space. Gravity holds me in place as I circle around the Earth, and while I'm circling the Earth circles the sun. Whee! My gravity pulls at the oceans of the Earth. When you visit the ocean and the water is rolled way back from the beach, that's me, the moon, creating low tide. When you see the water push way up onto the beach and it covers all the sea creatures and washes away your sandcastle, that's me, the moon, creating high tide. Don't worry. You can see all the creatures again and build another sandcastle during the next low tide when I pull the water away from the beach again. As I move around the Earth, the same side of me always faces Earth. That's why they say there's a near side and a far side of the moon. As I move with the Earth, the sun brightens some parts of me, leaving other parts in darkness. That's why sometimes I look thin, like a sideways smile, or half of me looks like it's disappeared. When you can see my whole face shining bright, I'm called a full moon. When I seem like I'm gone from the sky because my face is in the darkness, then I'm called a new moon. Other planets have a whole bunch of moons, but I'm the only moon for Earth. If you wanted to visit me, it would take you 2 days of flying in a spacecraft before you would land on my surface. People who fly spacecrafts are called astronauts. There are only 12 people who have set foot on my surface. If you study hard in school, maybe one day you can walk on me too. But don't forget your space helmet, because there's no air to breathe up here, so you'll have to bring your own. When the sun shines bright on me, I get really hot, and when the sun goes down, it gets really cold. So astronauts must wear spacesuits to protect themselves. There are a lot of rocks on my surface, so astronauts need a strong pair of boots that will keep them from slipping and to protect their feet from the heat and cold. Because I have weaker gravity, people visiting my surface will find that things are much lighter. That means lifting a car or an elephant is easier, but make sure the elephant brings a space helmet to wear. If astronauts visiting my surface accidentally drop something, like their lunch or a favorite toy, they'll have plenty of time to catch it before it hits the ground. Weak gravity makes things fall more slowly. Weak gravity also makes it easy to jump super high. Right now, scientists are planning to build a space station on me, so people can visit and live on my surface. Would you like to visit the moon? All right. So here are some things you can do to become an astronaut and visit the moon. Work hard in school. Work extra hard at math and science. Read a lot of books about space and the moon. Eat healthy and exercise to build a strong body. And write to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and ask the scientists who work there what you can do to prepare to be an astronaut. Right now, NASA is the #1 employer of astronauts in America. The end. Phases of the moon. The moon shape. The moon seems to change shape. It doesn't. The change is how much of the moon you can see. The sun lights up one side of the moon. The moon circles the earth. Your view of the moon changes from Earth. From Earth, you see different moon phases. So here's the Earth. We have the full moon, gibbous, quarter, crescent, the new moon, crescent, quarter, gibbous, and then back to the full moon again. Moon phases. The moon phases start with the new moon. The new moon looks all dark. A few days later, a small sliver of moon appears. The next phase looks like a banana. It's called a crescent moon. It's right here. Then the moon looks like half of a circle. This phase is a quarter moon. The next phase is a gibbous moon. It looks like a circle with a crescent cut out. Here's the crescent that's missing on the bottom here. Next you see all of the sunlit side. It is a full moon. It's a pattern. After a full moon, you see less and less of the sunlit side. Then there's a new moon again. One after another, all of the moon phases repeat each month. The phases are one of nature's patterns. The end. Moon Game by Frank Ash. One day, Little Bird showed Bear a new game, hide and seek. First, he told Bear to hide and counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then he went looking for Bear. I found you, chirped Little Bird when he found Bear hiding behind some bushes. Now it's your turn to find me. All day long until the sun went down, Bear and Little Bird played their new game. That night, when Bear was all alone, he looked up in the sky and said to the moon, "Let's play hide and seek. First I'll hide and you'll find me." Then Bear ran as fast as he could until he came to an old hollow tree. Climbing inside, he ducked down so the moon couldn't see him. Bear waited for a while, then he poked his head up. When he did, the moon was right there looking down at him. "Okay," said Bear, "you found me. Now it's your turn to hide." Closing his eyes, Bear began to count just as Little Bird had shown him. At that moment, a gentle breeze slowly hid the moon behind a big cloud. When Bear finished counting, he set out to find the moon. First, he thought he found the moon hiding behind some rocks. Was it the moon? No. Then he thought he found the moon hiding in someone's house. Not the moon again. Some cheese. Yummy cheese. When Bear thought he found the moon hiding in a tree, he shook the tree and cried, "I found you, moon!" But Bear was mistaken. All he found was a big balloon. Then Little Bird came by to visit. "Will you help me find the moon?" asked Bear. "Sure, I'll help," chirped Little Bird. Bear and Little Bear looked and looked, but they couldn't find the moon. So they went to the forest to ask for help. "I think the moon is lost," explained Bear. "Can you help me find him?" "Don't worry, we'll help you," replied the animals in the forest. Together they searched and searched, but they couldn't find the moon. At last Bear sat down and sighed. "The moon is lost and it's all my fault." Then Bear got an idea. He jumped up and cried, "Okay, moon, I give up. You win." Just then the breeze began to blow again, and the moon came out of its hiding place. "Look," chirped Little Bird, "the moon wasn't lost. He was just hiding behind the big cloud." Bear was so happy he danced and danced. Then everyone played hide and seek. The end. Moon Dance by Frank Ash. One night, Bear and Little Bird were sitting outside looking at the moon. "You know what I wish?" said Bear. "I wish I could dance with the moon." "Maybe she'd like to dance with you too," chirped Little Bird. "Silly bird," chuckled Bear. "The moon is so special. She wouldn't want to dance with me." Just then a cloud drifted in front of the moon. "What about the clouds?" asked Little Bird. "Would they dance with you?" Maybe," said Bear. "Why don't you ask them?" suggested Little Bird. "Okay," said Bear, and he called to the clouds. "Clouds, would you come down and dance with me?" But the clouds stayed up in the sky. "You see," said Bear, "even the clouds won't come down to dance with me." Bear and Little Bird watched the sky until bedtime. Then they said goodnight and went to sleep. In the morning, Bear looked out his window and saw fog. He had never seen fog before. "Oh my," he cried, "the clouds came down to dance with me." Bear was so excited. He ran outside and began to dance with the clouds. He danced and he danced and he danced. As the day grew warmer, the fog began to lift. When all the fog was gone, Bear felt sad. "Do you think I could have stepped on their toes or something?" he asked Little Bear. "Silly Bear," replied Little Bird. "The clouds probably had some work to do high up in the sky. That's all." "What kind of work does a cloud do?" asked Bear. Clouds make rain, answered Little Bird. Suddenly, Bear had an idea. Clouds, he called to the sky, could you make some rain for me to dance with? Bear heard no answer, not even a rumble of thunder. Oh well, he sighed. I have my own work to do. Bear forgot about the clouds. He went inside and picked up his toys. He washed the dishes and polished all the silverware. When Bear was finished, he looked out his window and saw raindrops falling from the sky. Oh, goody, Bear cried, and he ran outside and began to dance with the rain. He danced and he danced and he danced. After a while, the rain stopped. This time, Bear was not sad. The rain got hungry and went home to eat supper. That's all he said. Bear was hungry too. After eating his supper, Bear went outside and waited for the moon to rise. For a long time, Bear gazed at the moon. She's so special, and I'm just an ordinary bear, he thought. Then Bear remembered how special it made him feel to dance with the clouds in the rain. Oh, moon, he called to the sky, will you please come down and dance with me? The moon made no reply, but when Bear looked down, he saw the moon's reflection in a puddle. Look, Little Bird, he cried, the moon came down to dance with me. Bear was so happy, he jumped into the puddle and began to dance with the moon. He danced and he danced and he danced.